I'll try not to market for the youth our banks, as we're very strong in the region already. We're becoming very international. And Lubna's starting to intimidate me with her horrible papers of 5 minutes. So being the last speaker, I demand my right to 2.5 additional minutes. I'm really going to stick with what has been proposed, analyzing the state of child and youth finance with world regions, and defining the strategies for scaling innovative child and youth finance regional platforms, as well as develop regional action plans on how to implement child and youth finance activities. So I'm going to try to be extremely brief. I'm going to analyze the situation of the MENA region. Then I'm going to give some recommendations as a development of a roadmap and an action plan. I'm going to just wrap up with certain conclusions of what we might do to make things better. Although the MENA region is a capital exporting area, the fact remains that it is a highly turbulent region. There's no doubt that financial inclusion is of ultimate importance for the progress of our communities and improving the well-being of individuals, primarily through the elimination of financial exclusion, which we haven't heard about much till now. However, the MENA region has yet to better comprehend the culture of financial inclusion in such turbulent times. The Middle East and Africa have been under the spot lately, especially due to the political commotion and the domino effect regime collapse, which has opened new horizons and various platforms for the debate of human rights. As a result, the agenda of priorities has been profoundly flipped, and matters such as financial inclusion cease to be on the top line of the page for financial institutions, awaiting the vanish of political dust. On the other hand, the past decade was the internationalization decade for the region financial institutions, in terms of strengthening ties and building new networks with international bodies. Thus, they aim towards implementing international standards related to financial inclusion and education, a matter which should be built upon and capitalized. So this is a mere analysis, a very brief one, of what's going on in the region. And I'm trying to be factual here. I don't want to give false promises. I don't want to say that we are living in Maryland and that everything is under control and we are extremely sure of what's going to happen. What we are sure of is that financial inclusion is extremely important. We are also sure of that we are in commotion and we need to strike a balance to see how we come up with the best formula. Now, in terms of defining the strategies for scaling innovative child and finance regional platforms, developing regional action plans, I'm just suggesting a few steps. One, create a platform for all activists in the region and conduct multilateral meetings to unify efforts with Child and Youth Finance International and capitalize on what exists to avoid duplication of work. Because the fear is always duplication of work. You don't want one organization or association, whether it was regional or global, to start performing certain activities and then look behind its shoulder or in front of them and find that another organization has done the same work before. On the contrary, we should unify efforts. Now, just for the sake of the speech, I want something to be registered in Child and Youth Finance International book, the use of the terminology CYFI. If you don't use it yet, I want that to be an intellectual property under my name. CYFI. It's much easier to pronounce than say the whole word. CYFI in Arabic means my summer, and my summer involves the sun, which is always bright. So it plays good in our region. The second one, CYFI, must draw a roadmap which concentrates on targeting an identified list of financial institutions which have financial adequacy and a solid appetite for implementing financial inclusion methods and practices, in addition to the readiness to provide financial sponsorship and support. I mean, let's be honest here, we do need the financial support, CYFI needs the financial support, We need to target all the financial institutions. Now, some of them barely have the money to pay their employees. Let's go for the big sharks, try to take their money legitimately, and then let's target the others. CYFI must develop, that's the third one. CYFI must develop an action plan on country basis through the partnership with financial pan-Arab organizations such as the Union of Arab Banks and others to save time and energy and utilize the credibility already available for such bodies. And I'm sure CYFI had this experience. Instead of having to go around the countries building up credibility and reliability and trying to prove for these countries who the members are, among partnership with already credible pan-Arab or pan-regional organizations, they will definitely hit the jackpot. Finally, not with the speech, with the recommendations, CYFI must coordinate with a Middle East and North Africa non-governmental organization as a focal point in the region to help in delivering CYFI's message and present CYFI's values and efforts to civil society, public sector, private sector, and the policymakers. And I don't mean on high financial basis, on pro bono basis. I am sure there would be a prominent non-governmental organization in the region who would be happy to represent CYFI in the region very well and save time and energy and be a part of the team. I can tell you the name of the good job. This is undercover marketing. Finally, the responsibility lies on all of us. Let us be teleological, result-oriented, and deploy all legitimate means for the aims. CYFI must target strong regional partners and financial institutions and make advantage of their crave to engage in social corporate responsibility and social financial initiatives. Last but not least, it is worth mentioning that the Union of Arab Banks, as a quasi-regulatory body and a chaperone for more than 350 Arab banking institutions, has set its standards for the next years with financial inclusion, education, and financial capacity building for everyone, including children, placed on the top of the performance ladder. We at UAB believe that banking services should be in nature of public good. The availability of banking and payment services to the entire population without discrimination is the prime objective of this public policy. People think that the MENA region is a small region compared to the world. However, there is no doubt in my mind that this is the time for our region to move from the follower and the receptor seat towards the initiator and the provider seat, and show the world that the region, which has created the alphabet, drafted the first legislations, and incubated all the profits, is definitely capable to lead the global initiatives on granting the delivery of financial services at affordable costs to sections of disadvantaged and low-income segments of society, especially that unrestrained access to public goods and services is the sine qua non of an open and efficient society. Thank you for your time. Thank you for not harassing me.